title of my stand-up comedy act today is Humor is the National Value of India. Okay? And this is something that I've discovered. I've been observing on WhatsApp messages, and I am so fascinated by it. Okay? So, one of the very interesting things that happened in 2022 is that I did a course from the Johns Hopkins University on strategic health communication. Okay? So we learned a very interesting term called nudge. So nudge is not what you do with your husbands or wives, ki ye dekha, whatever, not that nudge. But it is something that you introduce in the environment. I'll read out a very fancy definition of nudge. This is author Richard Thaler and Cass Sunstein. Nudge is in any aspect of the choice architecture that alters people's behavior in a predictable way without forbidding any options or significantly changing their economic incentives. Samajh aaya? No, you're not supposed to laugh on this. The funny part is yet to come. So basically, the key word here is choice architecture. So what it says is that whether we realize it or we don't, we are all choice architectures in our environment, wherever we are. And as parents, as people, we can influence people's choices in certain ways. Like, the things you keep on your breakfast table. You have nuts instead of sweets. You're encouraging people to eat that. Companies are using this. Uber is using this. So, this is whole yarn. But India doesn't need economics to do that. We have our friends, Jagadu friends, to teach us what nudge is. So, I saw this beautiful ad, and I was very intrigued by it. And I was like, so this, again, WhatsApp message. So the WhatsApp, and for me, it was like, oh my God, this is what I learned in class, okay? So there's a guy, all of us have these problems. Outside our voice office, guys, there's always people coming and parking their cars, लगाते रहेंगे. फिर उसको बड़ा वो हुआ गुस्सा आ गया कि मेरे घर के आगे क्यों लगा दिया, मेरे ऑफिस के आगे क्यों लगा दी गाड़ी. तो उसने ना बड़े स्मार्टनेस करी, एक ब्यूटीफुल सा रेड बोर्ड लगाया, पार्किंग पेनल्टी ₹250. डिडंट हेल्प, फिर भी लोग लगाएं. 2 मिनट आया मैडम, 2 मिनट. सो ऑल दैट वाज हैपनिंग. सो फिर आया उसका जुगाड़ू दोस्त, कहता भाई रुक जाओ, उनकी गलती नहीं है, तेरी गलती है, तूने ये बोर्ड लगाया है. तो क्या करूँ यार, लगा दिया, अब भी नहीं कुछ हो रहा यार. एमसीडी वालों को बुलाते, ये करते हुए, भाई रुक, कुछ नहीं चाहिए, एमसीडी भी नहीं चाहिए, कोई नहीं चाहिए, बस एक छोटा सा इलाज. उसने एक और न्यू बोर्ड बनाया, और वो न्यू बोर्ड क्या था, पार्किंग जोन ₹250. सो पार्किंग पेनल्टी से चेंज कर दिया उसको पार्किंग जोन, and people start parking, and then he's standing outside. He's like, आइए भैया, आइए लगाइए यहाँ पे. नहीं माफ़ कीजिए, प्लीज़ लगाइए भैया, नहीं माफ़ कीजिए. So this is nudge, right? Like a little thing that you've introduced in the environment which has changed the behavior of people, right? So another thing that I noticed during COVID times, the jokes that were coming, we are talking about, like one of the things that we are specializing with voice is behavior change campaigns, right? So we want to alter people's behavior for promoting good health. How do you do that? So during COVID, appropriate behavior. मुझे नहीं लगता कोई और country ने इतने cool way में किया होगा. I don't think any other country achieved it, but we have what we called WhatsApp groups. All of you, raise of hands. Everyone's part of big WhatsApp groups, at least 50 plus people. मतलब 50 members होने चाहिए उस group में. Everybody is part of one such group, right? If you're not, you're missing out on life. Seriously. Like I'm telling this to Stephanie, you ought to be part of one of them, right? So this one, you are too. Wow, देखो, generation. हमारे पास phone नहीं होता था उस time पर, and they have access to groups as well. So this one is, वो मोदी जी तो हमारे आना ही होता है, when it comes to cartoons or things like that everywhere. So there's this funny cartoon that I saw, said, मित्रों, GDP बढ़ रहा है, GDP बढ़ रहा है. वाह वाह, मास्टर स्ट्रोक मोदी जी, मास्टर स्ट्रोक. अब क्या था वो GDP? Anyone? Gas, diesel, पेट्रोल. हाँ मोदी जी बढ़ रहा है बिल्कुल बढ़ रहा है. Right? Then there was lot of confusion during COVID. Symptomatic है क्या है, तो उस पे एक बड़ा अच्छा जोक आया. Wife asks her husband, why can't I see your love for me? You know, we're spending so much time at home and we're doing so many things. Why can't I see your love for me? And he's like, because it's asymptomatic. कोविड है बट पता नहीं चलता. हस्बैंड का प्यार भी है बट पता नहीं चलता. राइट. सो एंड सेम विद दिस वन. अब एक और पॉलिसी आई, यू नो, बजट आया, तो बजट के एकदम बाद there's this joke that comes. Sorry, सारी wives ही पूछती है husband से, how much do you love me? So the husband goes, I love you 72%. Why do you love me 72%? Why not 100%? Because 28% luxury tax है ना. So at least उसने उसको luxury तो माना ना wife को अपनी. So 28% is luxury tax. फिर जब सब बहुत थक गए थे कोविड टाइम पे, यू नो, लाइक यार बहुत हो गया ये सब, तो ये बंदा जाता है डॉक्टर के पास. डॉक्टर साहब ये पता कैसे चलता है ये कोविड है? डॉक्टर भी थक चुका था, लॉन्ग ड्यूटीज एवरीथिंग. लाइक यार बेटा जांच करवाने से. कैसे पता चलता है कोविड है? जांच करवाने से. राइट. दिस इज व्हेन द कोविड fatigue had stepped in, right? And then similarly about wearing masks. So, अरे मैंने पहले ही जोक खोल दिया. Anyway, so चित्रगुप्त ने यमराज से पूछा कि भाई तुम्हें ड्यूटी दी थी इतने सारे लोगों को लाने के लिए, तुम तो आधे लोगों को लेकर आए हो. Why haven't you got everyone I told you to get from Earth, right? So he's like, people were wearing masks. So the ones who weren't wearing masks, I got them. The rest, you know, I had to leave. So this was the best way to encourage people to wear masks. So I think this whole COVID appropriate behavior, while the public health people, Dr. Reddy's, and everybody was like, you know, kind of putting their heads together, how to convey these messages in a better way. There's this whole sect of people, मुझे तो लगता है कोई पक्का सीक्रेट व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी है, हो नहीं सकता, यू नो, कैसे करते हैं ये सब. एंड द बेस्ट वन, न्यू ईयर्स का द वन लाइनर, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी रिसीव दैट. इट वाज लाइक, या द हस्बैंड विशेस द वाइफ हैप्पी न्यू ईयर, एंड द वाइफ immediately, instantly says, promise. So this is really cool as well. So, you know, I just feel like I started to collect these jokes that were coming, like at the start of COVID, because I just thought that it's so much fun. And I feel like in India, Americans learn a lot of things in university about innovation. But we really learn things, you know, while we are with our friends and while we are in college canteens. Another thing that I did during when I was in my college was I started, Mama, sorry, excuse me on telling this story, which is I started this funny trend. So मुझे ना mixing करना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, like भट्टे के साथ दही और कुछ funny combinations. I won't reveal all of them. I'll spare you the imagination right now. But one of the things that I like to do in college was mixing fun flips in idli sambar. किसी ने करा है यहाँ पर? किया है ना? और जिसने यू बोला था आगे सुनो. हाँ, सबने यू ही बोला था. हाँ, या सबने यू ही बोला था पहले शुरू में. But जब कॉलेज खत्म हुआ थर्ड ईयर में, I remember standing and, you know, feeling very emotional last few days in college university. And वैसे by the way, तुम्हारी जनरेशन ने फन फ्लिप्स खाए हैं ना? पता है क्या होता है फन फ्लिप्स? Are you serious? You're missing out, यार. Yeah. फन फ्लिप्स रेड वाले, okay? नहीं, इडली सांभर में खाना बेटे, तब पता चलेगा. I remember seeing that, you know, so many people, so many tables were having fun flips with idli sambar. And I went and asked the guy, I'm like, what just happened? He's like, the sale has just gone up. And I was like, I mean, I literally was like, मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस किए थे मैंने किए थे कॉलेज में 3 years later so many people are having it. So if ever there is a dish called sam flips, please remember that's me. Yeah. At least this audience should remember. And now that you bring in humor in your daily life, like we use it at voice. कहाँ गई नुपुर और दीपिका फिर से? अभी कल बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग बोला था इन्होंने, क्या तुमने ही बोला था? छौच नहीं, छौच में सोच, सोच में छौच, whatever. तो हम ऐसे भी ideas discuss करते हैं, but at the same time we come up with really good campaign lines and all of that also, right? So अभी मैं निर्वाण जी आप कहो, निर्वाण को समझा रही थी, याद है सीट बेल्ट पहननी चाहिए. तो वैसे ही इज़ अ वेरी गुड बॉय, ही ऑलवेज वेयर्स हिज सीट बेल्ट्स. But I need someone. Can you come? Can you hold this for me? So I was telling him that, आप घर से बाहर निकलते हो, you don't go out without wearing your pants, right? Yeah? So for seat belt is also like, गाड़ी में बैठने के लिए that's like pants. तो मैंने कैंपेन बनाया है. Again, अगर ये पॉपुलर हो गया तो प्लीज़ you know where it came from. So pant, belt, pant, belt, pant, belt, just like that. Just like you wear your pants, you have to wear your seat belt. So that's all from me, ladies and gentlemen. That was my first act. Just telling you how humor is such a national value that we have in India, and we get through everything with humor. So here's to more laughter this year. Thank you. You want to say something?